Okay, and it's live. Welcome back, everyone, to our Dzogchen Meditation Community Learning Center. So, everyone, have a seat. Let's get started on some of our most recent discovery on what Dzogchen, what is hell, and what it means to live. Because today's lesson is going to be a little bit, to give a thumbs up, it's going to be a bit disturbing. So, today, we're going to be talking about existentialism and the quantum world. So, before we get started into what we're about to discuss today, so I want to ask you guys, like, who here did their homework from last week, where you guys are supposed to be, like, writing an essay or carry out a conversation with someone in two different moods. Like, one is your positive mood, and the other one is the opposite of that. And the third one is you are talking to them in a trance state. So anyone did their homework today? Unmute yourself if you are here from last week. Anyone?
Woody, did you do your homework?
Woody, can you please unmute yourself? Deanna? Deanna, can you please unmute yourself? Because the thing is, I want to ask you something.
Okay.
Okay, so did you do your homework today on, from last week about learning to carry on a conversation with two different, what do you call it?
Your shadow, like, do you mean with your shadow self or something like that?
I mean, like, anyone with two different moods, where first you're going to talk to your shadow or whomever it is in your most angry mood, and the other one is the opposite, which is happy. And then and then the third one is you neither use two of those extremes, and then, like, you basically talk to your shadow. What did you notice about some of your shadow's health in the past 3 days?
Let me think. I actually done this homework without realizing I did. So actually, I know what you're talking about, and I actually did the homework before you gave it to me. So, huh?
Oh, wow.
So can you explain? So can you just, like, explain to me notice about the person that you're talking to and how the health, like, mimics your emotions? Can you explain that to
How
me?
the what?
Explain to the audience, like, how does the mood that you talk to people in a conversation have a role on their health?
Maybe if you
Michael,
said
do you want to take over?
maybe if you said something funny.
Okay, so, like, what part of, like, did you do anything where, like, if I were to say, like, when I get angry, I all of a sudden blurt out impulsively about anything that goes in my head, what did you notice inside of that person's health? Did that person begin, after 3 days, did that person, like, begin to, like, get angrier or get frustrated, and then all of a sudden he gets sicker or anything? Did you notice anything of that?
Well,
Well, I wasn't here for the homework, so.
I would say as far as that, it's like you could get like one of two different reactions. Like it's kind of like know your audience, and like you gotta know who you're telling the joke to, because if I were to tell, like, Andy, if I were to tell you the same joke that I would tell to Laura, you probably wouldn't find it as funny as Laura did.
Hmm.
Okay.
So
Okay, so I don't know. So I don't know if Woody did his homework.
I have a feeling he might have.
So Woody, are you still there? Can you please unmute yourself? Or I guess he's. Let me see here. Okay, I think he might stay muted. Well, anyway, for our next thing that I need to tell you guys about the homework is that here's what I did when I personally did my homework. Is that who here actually read the letter that I wrote on my Facebook? I bet you.
I
Some
would
of you.
have I mean, I read a good portion of it. I mean,
Okay, so now I actually used in that homework. I actually tried. I used that as an example of our homework today because the thing is I did carry out a conversation, but this time is with Deanna. That the emotions that I use, but in an angry way, and like to answer some of the questions that goes on. Like I want to analyze this. Is that you actually read my letters? What did you notice about what's going on in your body, Michael? Like, did you get angry all of a sudden? Did you feel shocked or anything?
yes,
but I mean, it wasn't really towards the things that
yes, thank
maybe
you.
a majority of people would have been frustrated. Well, I think it was because it's not really anger. I just felt like it's kind of a personal thing, not like a thing. I just didn't know why I was tagged in it. That's all.
Okay,
But I didn't know that was part of the homework.
okay, Deanna, what did you notice about some of the things that you read on my so-called love letter as like a conversation to
Well, I
you?
don't think it even counts as a love letter. Like, I didn't really see much romance to it. But, like, I mostly saw that, like, kind of like everyone else, like, I was deciding if, like, I was actually trying to figure out, like, how were you writing it? Were you writing out of frustration, out of anger? Were you just, venting again? Like, I was trying to figure out exactly how.
Okay, like, can you explain like a little bit more in detail, like you were having a little hard problems. Was it like your reaction? Did you notice anything in your body where all of a sudden, like you felt like you're heated up, you're angry, or when you're
Nope.
reading it and
Nope.
the okay, that's okay. And like, what did you react? How did you? What was your reaction then when you read that letter?
Well, at first I was like, okay, so let's see what he has to say. Is it gonna be something good? Is it gonna be something bad? Is it gonna be poetry? Is it going to be a story?
I'm like you're done reading it. That's what I meant.
Oh, oh, hold on a sec. Let me reread it because I don't remember my thoughts on it.
Oh, you're gonna invoke that emotion.
What?
You're
What
gonna.
do you mean?
It just depends. If you've already gone, I mean, the emotion that you felt when you read that.
Okay, so like try to reread it, just a really short amount of it, and then tell us what happens. Because here's the actual emotions that I was actually using is actually frustrations. And then the next one I tried to carry out in a different. After my girlfriend like talked to like after she responded to my letter and I rewrote her thing, which you can actually find it in here. Like I'll send the links in a moment. But like I found out that when I started doing it out of like true love, true emotions, where it's neither anger nor joy or anything, somehow what I noticed is that she somehow is a little speechless in what she does. And that when I say that I changed the setting of the world around me and through myself, what was said is that the fact is when I personally speak to you in a different tone, it reflects back as who I am. The thing is when I talk a blissful, pure, conscious state, then the universe becomes conscious, becomes nirvana. Like if I start talking in a frustrated state, like anger, loss of rage, then you can see hell breaks loose. Like anyone notices that when you read some of the things I put on there? Like, did you notice that when you did some of your assignments where you try to talk to someone and then next thing you know, if you were to get angry, they all of a sudden get angry and then a couple of days later they felt sick. Does anyone notice?
I don't need the homework in order to do that. I already know that happens because I cannot tell you how many times, like for example, my friend was like one time Harry was mad at me, and then just because he was mad, like after I got like as he was talking to me, I started getting mad. And then like when I spoke to her mom,
That's not just the only thing that I noticed. Is that what you showed to me in that conversation? It's not only that, but you almost felt like as though you're sick. You
what
felt
do you mean sick?
that means you're drained out of battery. You felt like you don't want to do anything anymore. Sometimes you have moments where you felt fatigue. That is what I meant by sick or illness. That is the
And
slightest.
what are you talking about?
I'm talking about how your body reacts to certain people's emotions.
Well, it just depends on the kind of emotion. Like I try to like keep like an equal ground, but I wouldn't call it sick because like the only time I would kind of get sick is if they're like too much energy for me. Like if they personally have way too much energy, whether it's depression, whether it's sadness, whether it's anxiety, like if it's just too much energy, I just feel sick from it.
Okay. Then let me show you now. That is to discuss about some of our things that we're about to bring up in the moment is existentialism and how Dzogchen and magic, even form of creation, even anything, it's that it takes you learning how to be existential in your own thinking. So let me discuss. Let me show you how this is going to work. What is an existential philosophy? And to give you a little background, existential philosophy, there's a guy, his name is Nietzsche. He is the one that contributed to the movement. He's one of the guys that...
Friedrich Nietzsche.
Yeah, Friedrich Nietzsche. The guy, his whole goal of the entire movement was to have a reference on reverence for the human life in this very life and moment rather than working on taking on the rewards of the afterlife. In other words, you see, existentialism means that I don't care about what's out there. I don't care about what's behind me. I care about what's now. What can I do now? Because today I will die, and tomorrow I don't know if I will live or not. That is existentialism. And if you guys really like about some of his works, you might want to check out his book called Thus Spake Zarathustra, and his work on that I sent a link on is called Beyond Good and Evil. And one of the things that he taught about attainment or realization, this is very related to Dzogchen, is that all things are meaningless, are quote-unquote meaningless, and that they are just beyond the comprehension of the logical mind. The problem is many philosophers think they got the truth, but they didn't. This is a key thing. In fact, just this afternoon, we actually, both you and I, Michael, we went to the lodge at the Order of Temple Orientis.
Yes, sir.
Here's what I noticed about what this form of God or goddesses or whatever it is. Here's what it actually means. The imageries, the symbolism, it's just they're acting like a guideline for you to understand what's up there. But it's not the real thing. Why? Because first off, it has a lot to do with your personality. Your personality manifests many different crazy things, but it came to as it's experiencing what's up there as the information is going through. And if you were to take away that personality and try to comprehend it in a logical mind, you literally have what we call meaninglessness. It doesn't make any sense. It's just us trying to make sense. So let's talk about how the stages of Dzogchen, the minds as it going through the various stages of enlightenment. Alright, so first off, I want people to understand that on your first stage, this is where every people that I know of, vast majority of the world population starts out at stage 1. Enlightenment and development experience. This is a stage where people are about conceptualizing, learning to accept what is the basic understanding of enlightenment. That means if I were to teach you what enlightenment is to you as a stage 1 person, you only have a basic understanding that it's beyond human comprehension, and that's it. Versus, now, these people, if they practice meditation, they might be mindful of the bodies and parts of their mind, but they are only working on controlling their mind. They are not actually enlightened yet. Now, by the time that you practice meditation over time, you begin to move to what we call stage 2. This is from books written by Scott Peck, and I draw upon knowledges from the Spiritual Science Foundation, Research Foundation, and several other places. Now, stage 2, the stage of controlling the emotions. This is when you see what we call abstraction. Abstraction is when I begin to see, oh, okay, I can be able to see something beyond what I can concretely understand. And there's a higher understanding of enlightenment. That is, now I can see these are just symbolisms, but I don't know what they are. And they have a true understanding of the mind, because first of all, when you meditate for a long time, eventually you'll treat it like as though as an old friend. Basically, in a nutshell. Stage 3, the wisdom stage. Now this is where most indigo crystals, I personally don't even care if they are called indigo crystals or any of these guys, but what we can say is that these people are practitioners of spirituality. Is that these guys, when they get to stage 3, they attain a wisdom that cannot be found through conceptualization. Because the fact is, they don't feel like there is a need to seek wisdom anywhere. They can just find it within themselves. All they have to do is learn how to control them, learn how to probe the mind in such a way that it's almost like psychotherapy. It's like you're doing psychotherapy on yourself. Nothing new. Thus, those people seek to control the soul, which is their karma. And by the time you hit the stage 4, the spiritual stage, that is when you are what we call a mystic. These are considered, these guys, they have several stages on there. They have a true understanding of what the soul and the knowledge about how it works. They can be able to quote-unquote see infinity. However, infinity cannot be comprehended or seen, but rather it can actually be understood in a different level. That is what I meant. Now, here's the funny thing, is that in spirituality, there's actually a moment where some people might be going up to a stage, but then they go downgrade the stage. How is that possible? First off, people, just like Maslow has a theory that humans, the reason why we become self-actualized is because we have to have a foundation. We need to feel safe in the environment that we live in. And then eventually, as we become more and more stable, we then become self-actualized. It's that spirituality works the same way. It's in conjunction with what science consider, is that if you want to reach spirituality at the highest level, you have to learn how to be safe with your own body. That includes you learning how to feed yourself, you learn how to work with your mind. It involves a lot of stuff. You have to feel like you're in a community. That is what real spirituality is. Okay, so next one. This next website I'm going to show you is probing what exactly am I talking about when I'm talking about spirituality, when you're going to what we call the bodhisattva stage in Buddhism, or the mystic stage. Let me read to you in this website what they said. Is that in this first stage of the mystic, it's called pramudita, or very happy. The bhumi here means to ground yourself. From the position here, to become a Buddha, one must go to first the very happy station. This is a stage where people they realize that emptiness or interdependence not only was dependable by thinking, but also by visualization. He has exactly the true and truly realized the emptiness of all phenomena, or sunyata, because he recognized the sunyata. He is in another world, a world of sunyata, not a world of ignorance. The thing is we are living in the world of sunyata, or wisdom, or emptiness. It's not ignorance. The problem is when we think we are living in ignorance. The second bhumi, he said, is vimala, or the renouncing of defilement. That's because it's not because I am abstaining myself or being an ascetic. A bodhisattva knows that now that I am in the blissful state, I am in that universe, and abide by that fact that I will live there more and more. Within that, he knows everything is pure, while outside everything is defiled. It's that outside of the fact that we are one, we are interconnected, that we're no different from that interconnectedness, that is defilement. That is the actual thing. In fact, this is what in fact, some people even consider that to be the first bhumi, but it actually, this is very subtle. This is not regular stuff. Now, the third bhumi, let's go on to the next one. This stage, his samadhi shines light. This is when enlightenment, where you, like you, Michael, when you actually saw meditate in front of me, or when you gaze at me through your third eye, that is where I am. About 5 or 6 months ago, I was in one of the samadhi states. So this is what we call the shines light, or enlightened stage.
Wait, what was
a lot of light.
Sadhumati?
Samadhi. And this third bhumi is called the science light stage or prabhakari. Now the fourth movie is called Arkishmati, or burning wisdom. That means the saint has burned up all souls in the fire of wisdom. That means he, just like in the movie Lucy, there was this moment where Lucy said, human emotions are just human emotions. They're very lowly. The reason why she said that is that she is basically burning up all that sorrow, all that nonsensical emotions through the fire of wisdom. That's what she meant. The fifth movie is what we call Sudurjaya. Is called very difficult to be victorious by others. That means that few others can suffer such a difficult practice and get to this victory stage. It's a mastery of final difficulties. That means it's like you're teaching yourself to be immortal. The sixth is called Abhimukti, or the appearance stage. This is not something very common, but something very special that appears. It is like when you're seeing this person from if you are looking at a person who is from the sixth movie, it's like you're looking at emptiness itself. You know the concepts, the thoughts, the visualization, the happiness, everything is present when you see that person. You can see it like as though it is an embodiment of that. The seventh movie. This is far from the world journey stage, or Durangama. That is when the saint actually goes a lot farther from habitual karma, far from sentient beings, and this is like he became what we call a person who wants to save others. These guys, now they see that everybody is interconnected, that I felt like I am a part of that person, and I have a role or an objective to get there. An eighth movie is called Akala, or no moving stage. This is when the saint cannot be moved by any kind of soul, by any kind of false view, or any love of money, fame, or anything. The ninth stage is Samadhi, or very good wisdom stage, because in the fourth stage he attained wisdom of fire. Now he attained the wisdom of goodness, which means he can speak very well, he can promote the Dharma very well, and he gets very wide wisdom. Chinese language we call it Fa Xi, meaning a teacher of Dharma who can reach this stage. When he gets to this part, he began to talk to others and give lectures where he has then attained the finest discriminating wisdom and knows where or how to save others. The 10th movie, this is like Godhood. This is called Dhamma Mega, or Dhamma Cloud. In Buddhism, we call this stage where the saint not only be able to talk or promote the Dhamma, but also can be able to make it rain. Like it's like a miracle, automatically. So, going back to what we talked about. If you guys want more links, I actually have all the links posted up on my lesson plan right there, like the YouTube channel, so that you guys can be able to come and see it. And along the way, I also have the Noetic, the videos of the Noetic Science and Spiritual Search Foundation, so that way you can get to know what I'm talking about. But going back to how or why is that existentialism is a crucial role in spirituality, is that, I said previously, I learned to accept death and the impermanence of life to the point where you know that every second you're dying and you're living at the same time, it's going to help yourself unlearn the things that makes you exist and become the infinite. Just like what Nietzsche said in one of his books called Das Spake Zarathustra, he said, one should not be worshipping God, for God is dead. One should be worshipping the Superman, which is us.
He said that?
Yeah. So The mind thinks of existence and the body that one inherits as a self, and the death of it means the death of existence. That means the death of the forms that I am. So going back to what I said about quantum mechanics in some of the early lessons, who here remembers the fact that like quantum mechanics is like you have this field where I am just a speck in that ocean. However, that ocean is very chaotic, where one wave comes here, one wave goes the other way, and then I am just a speck in that sand. Who remembers that? Anyone? Michael?
I remember a quote that says I'm nothing more than a grain of sand on this beach called life.
Okay, so like, tell us about like some of your knowledge of what quantum mechanics or quantum field theory is. Like the thing is that is the key thing to learning what our consciousness is.
Well, you're familiar with the observant, kind of like everything with quantum physics and mechanics is based on perception, right? Observing.
Exactly. Go
on. So like certain things, like if you realize or you understand or you've heard of what a quark is,
okay.
You can say certain things, you see that it is all connected, that you can actually, just by thoughts or your or mentalism in that sense, you're able to affect matter and change the structure of atoms in a sense just by just by the mind alone, which is really interesting. But quantum physics is beginning to expound on that.
Now here's like what I after sending through the articles about what quantum mechanics and what cognition, what consciousness is. The thing is our consciousness, just to like refresh people's memories. Quantum mechanics say our cognitive abilities, our consciousness is almost like we are coming from the universe. The reason why we are called the self or ego or aware of ourselves is because we have an ego. We are self-realizing our own existence. That is what in quantum cognition is that when you, as a being, or we call it the universe, understands that I am just this and that, I can affect everything else, that just means that it's almost like I am aware of myself. It's almost like as though I am setting out an intention from within me right now, so that way the information that I affected in myself affects everyone else. It's a hologram. And that is what basically what quantum mechanics and how quantum cognition works. Now, how does existentialism play a role into this? When you learn that you are dying, and that you know that that your existence is just basically interdependent upon anything else. Did you also notice how when you're not, like what we call it, not cognizant of our own mortality, when we're not cognizant of our own, we're not cognizant of our own existence as interdependent. Did you notice how sometimes we do random things? Things happen randomly, and then like we always ask, why is that it happens to me? Anyone? Like Michael, do you have any ideas about this?
I'm not sure, man.
Because here's the thing. Because, like, it's not every single being that the percentage that I'm talking about here, the stages I'm talking about here a moment ago, it's not because we all have different abilities or have different amount of abilities. We all have the same thing. The only question is, how much do we know about ourselves? How much are we aware of ourselves? And utilize it to our own advantage. Using death as a way to understand that we're nothing more than that, and be able to like seek to unlearn what we learned about ourselves. We are actually spending more. We're actually uncovering more and more things by experiencing it directly. And by experiencing it directly, we can move up in the stage of enlightenment. And also, that's how magic works. Is that when someone understands that if I did that, me dying and me living does not matter, one will also loses the fear of the results that one creates. And this is what we call greater magic. This is what makes people be able to do things that are incredibly strong or incredibly weird. This is what makes magic so strong at its purest nature. And same thing with miracles. If you have full faith, without any doubt, that you're going to be able to do it, you're going to do it. The reason why we don't have that ability is because first off, we don't learn how to die. The moment we say we are going to die, so why care? That's the moment magic is at its strongest. The miracles are at its strongest. You're thinking in a chaotic manner. So let's try a little activities so that way people can comprehend what I'm about to tell you. So everyone ready? Deanna, are you still there? Uh-oh. Shoot! Give me one moment, guys. I'm actually trying to get Deanna back in. Alright, so this first activity. Okay, so let's all close our eyes. Okay, everyone. As we take a deep breath in, and now. Now, imagine yourself going through your regular days, whether it's mopping the floor, doing meditation, or anything. Welcome back, Deanna. All right.
Thanks.
Sweetie,
Welcome back.
all right, try to close your eyes real quick.
Sure.
Okay. Now, imagine yourself going through your regular days. Where one day you are unexpectedly given the notice that from the Grim Reaper that you will die right now.
Yay! I mean, aww.
Your heart starts beating.
Yay.
Your brain goes in all sorts of directions.
Okay.
Now your bodies are rotting away, and that is just yourself, your soul.
Okay.
This, Michael, if you're still, watching this or you're not closing your eyes, this is the dead body that I want Deanna to watch, alright?
Okay.
Alright. Now, picture yourself as a person who is dying right now, and now picture yourself another person who is reading to you the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Are you ready?
Where are you getting at here, Andy?
I'm trying to get you to actually visualize yourself as you're dying to make it real to you.
Dude, it doesn't need to be real to me because I've been here before. Okay,
but just pretend like you're dying right now, knowing that, meditate the fact that you are dying right now.
Okay.
Alright. Now you have to actually, let me be that person that is reading to you the Tibetan Book of the Dead as you're dying right now, alright?
Okay.
Hey, number one. Your name is Deanna Movement. Now the time has come to you to seek the way. Just as your breath stops, the objective clear light of the first between will dawn as previously described to you by your teacher. Your outer breath stops and you experience reality stark and void like space. Your immaculate, naked awareness dawning clear and void without horizon or center. At that instant, you yourself must realize it, recognize it as yourself. You must stay with that experience. I will describe it again to you at that moment. Now, this mirage you see is a sign of Earth dissolving in water. This smoke is a sign of water dissolving into fire. These fireflies are the sign of fire dissolving into wind. This candle flame is a sign of wind dissolving into consciousness. This moonlit sky is a sign of consciousness dissolving into luminance. The sunlit sky is a sign of luminance dissolving into radiance. This dark sky is a sign of radiance dissolving into immanence. This pre-dawn light, twilight sky is a sign of immanence dissolving into clear light. So, Diana, as you are the dead person, can you explain to me what did you sense right now as you're going through the bardos? Or the dead state? Diana? Diana? Diana?
What?
Okay, so as a spirit, can you tell me what did you see or sense in that moment as I'm reading to you?
Um,
Visualizing yourself as dead flesh, as a person in that dead flesh.
I don't know how to explain it. I know how to explain it, but something tells me I'm not supposed to explain it because everyone's death is supposed to be unknown.
But just explain it briefly so that way others can be able to understand it.
Well,
What was your sensation?
it's basically where you picture yourself out of your skin and you picture your soul and there's literally nothing but light, and then you just kind of float away. It's like you're there but not there at the same time, and then there's everything else in between, everything you can imagine. It's different for every person. How am I supposed to explain it?
So when you say can you explain that a little further?
When I said what?
When you said your soul is floating away, as you saw your body is radiating out with light. Where were you floating to?
Wherever your soul wants to go. It's not really a destination. It's more of where do you feel drawn to.
Okay, now here's the trick. Now try to bring that moment where you're still that dead person. Am I right?
I really prefer if I don't picture that, but knowing you.
Bring yourself that moment you felt into where into the state of living that you are right now. Shall I open your eyes? Now, now I challenge you guys that you visualize yourself dying, and then after that, get to Book of the Dead. If you have a copy of it, I can actually send a copy to all of you guys, and you read it to yourself, and then see what emotions that comes up. Using this picture right here on uh, on my PowerPoint. And tell me, what did you notice? Because the thing is that is what we need to know about, is what did you felt and how did it change you once you know that you're coming back to this body? So for the time's sake, we're going to do the Dzogchen meditation. My favorite moment.
Here's something else. Leave it to you to send people to hell and then be like, okay, time to move on.
I know. Oh, so I'm not going to go crazy because of that, but it's alright.
You know, I'm pretty sure the audience would appreciate a warning sign to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to talk about being dead today.
Alright, so...
it is a state of mind, you have to... It's not easy for everyone.
Alright, so I'll stop waiting a little bit.
Not everybody thinks of it as like a joyful thing,
Alright, so give me a moment. I'll prepare it.
Like, seriously, I didn't need to visualize myself being dead because I have been dead before.
Right?
Like metaphorically or?
Well,
Clinically.
Oh wow.
then let's see how
You really didn't need to go through that again.
like would you guys be willing to go if I really did my Dzogchen? Let's see where if we can get ourselves to heaven out of that darkness. Right? As you breathe in, you breathe out. You feel the ocean breath of your mind as if you're breathing in and breathing out like the ocean wave. Close your eyes and begin to breathe slowly and deeply. Take care that your spine and posture is balanced and straight. That your energy channels become serene and open to all things around you. As you are breathing in and out, imagine that now you are sitting on a beach where you're floating above the surface of a blue ocean. Knowing that ocean is your emotion, you remember that you vowed to conquer your emotions and rise above like the sky in the horizon. But then you also see that as it rises and falls, you saw a giant stormy hurricane causing giant tsunamis rushing into the land, creating unimaginable mudslides below the waves. Upon knowing that is your emotion is as strong as a storm, you wish to be that storm so that you can wash away all ignorance of all beings. From this day forward, you want whatever intentions you set at the beginning of your meditation to aim towards that great purpose. As you sink ever deeper, you merge the power of the storm with your innermost darkness and powerful emotions. As you breathe in, see the emotions rises up like gigantic waves. And as you breathe out, the wave crashes into land with a loud sound. And next, give yourself 3 long, deep breaths. On the 3rd breath, hold your breath in and do warrior's breath. Pump your breath in using your abdomen as a bellow. Keep breathing, allowing the breath to transmute and push through all blocks of energy and tension. And now you can relax. Relax your breath and notice the energy is radiating within your brain and into your crown and 3rd eye. Upon its radiance, You will see a picture of your root teacher that represents the power of immortality. The teacher takes on the wrathful form of a golden cobra with 7 heads, with rough scales, and radiates out shadow energy like a demon that is a giant 19-foot long, standing 50 feet high, with angry, fierce eyes. Here she hisses and whispers at you. I am you. Do not fear me. Unleash me. Each represents a poison of your own mind, but are encompasses with great wisdom. This is the teacher, your teacher of immortality, taking in the form of a kundalini serpent of immeasurable powers to help free you and all beings from all sorrow. From the third eyes of your teacher that is as clear as a diamond, you experience a radiating light of the sun that shoots from his or her third eye into yours. As you are experiencing this radiance, you experience the vibratory syllable Om. As the energy travels from your crown down to your throat chakra, you simultaneously see a stream of blue light, like ocean, shoots and rushes into your throat chakra at instantaneous speed. As you are experiencing this raging stream of blue light. You experience the radiance's vibratory syllable ah. As the energy travels from your throat chakra down to your heart and circulating throughout your body, you simultaneously see streams of green light, of life, shines and instantaneously radiates in your heart. You sense a deep sense of compassion from the teacher through the vibratory syllable home. As it encompasses you in all directions, you see a toroidal field of your power extends from your heart towards your crown and loop back into your root chakra, filling all of space without and within you with light. And knowing this, you will wish that everybody will experience this love and live in this universe serene, peaceful, and compassionate, like the ocean you are floating above. As the energy travels down to your solar plexus, to your sacrum, and down to your root chakra. You feel this moment of confidence, prosperity, and identity. This is your old friend, the ego. He or she is a friend that serves you very well and that had kept you safe. Thus, in knowing this, you send out a powerful radiating field towards the ego and let him or her dissolve into your root teacher. When the energy travels and now touch your root chakra, you will see roots growing underneath you like a tree, and that all the life force is traveling up to your body like water traveling up and beyond that tree's body. Thus, upon going through the root chakra, you open the doors of the infernal and welcoming your teacher into your house like meeting a longtime friend. And the infernal and the heavens purifies you in all directions. From the ether of your heart, the earth and air on your right and left hemisphere correspondingly, and the water on your third eye. Thus allowing your roots to grow ever deeper into all space and time, and purifying all parts of the universe with light. As your energy travels from your root and up on your spine, you feel your crown is opening like a flower in muddy waters. This is the doorway to enlightenment, towards the infinite. Perform a root lock as you expel out all negativities with your abdomen. Closing the doorway of the Kundalini. All negativities are transformed into life for all beings to live. When you're ready, you may let go. When you're ready, apply the root lock again, feeling all negativities purified. Then let go. You may now feel a tingle in your heart, root. This is the moment when a shower of light from above is purging away the negativities around you and within you. At the same time, you sense yourself radiating out light, and that your root teacher and yourself is dissolving into clear light. When you see this clear light, you might be afraid of the unknown, but always remember that everyone is with you and within you. So let your fear dissolve away so that you can pass into the light. As you dissolve light, you finally become a star in an ocean of darkness with infinite possibilities. Within that possibility, you see yourself radiating out to all those who you love the most, the ones you hate the most, and the ones you don't know. But most importantly, as you are experiencing and expanding in this form of compassion, you notice somewhere in the far reaches of the infinite possibility, there is death lurking behind the veil of a person. That person is dying, is deteriorating like rotten flesh as maggots fester on him or her. You sense so much pain and agony the person is going through and cried, "Hey, noble one, I sense your suffering, just as myself. You have called upon me. Let me be your guide, just like how I am guided by my teacher through love." Thus, upon this realization, you say this out loud to that person in the far reach of the infinite possibility. Noble one, listen without wavering. Now on the ninth day, the Lord Vajra Heruka of the Vajra clan will arise before you, emerging from within your brain. He is dark blue, with 3 faces, 6 arms, and 4 legs stretched out. His front face is dark blue, his right face white, his left face red. His first hand holds a vajra, the middle white, the middle a skull ball, and the third an axe. His first left hand holds a bell, the middle a skull ball, and the third a plowshare. His concert Buddha Vajra, Krodishvari, enfolds his body, her right arm embracing his neck, her left hand offering him sips of blood from her skull ball. Thus they arise manifestly before you, having emerged from within them, from within your own brain. Do not fear them. Do not be terrified. Do not hate them. Recognize them as an image of your own awareness. They are your own archetype deity. So do not panic. In fact, they are really Lord Vajrasattva, father and mother. So have faith in them. The very moment you recognize them, you will be liberated. As you experience the joy that the person who have died or is dying have went into the light you have created, to rest in serenity in that light and experiencing the magic you have created. In opening your eyes and bringing yourself back into this very moment, into this room, You sense and feel the universe you have created. This is the universe that you created. This is the one you have visualized. Understand this as you go through your days with other beings. In this one last moment, give thanks to your teacher, whomever it is, for this final moment. Thanking that the teacher revealed you the way, and knowing that the teacher is you, and that you are speaking to the one in front of you, around you, in the future of you, and within you, everywhere around you. But when you help the least bit of your kind to know the one, the teacher, the guru, you helped yourself. Amen. Alright guys, you can unmute yourself. Michael? Deanna? Yeah? Deanna? Michael, what were you feeling, man? I was like, dude, you're like what's going on? What's going on? Michael, Deanna, are you there?
Please tell me you didn't do the same idiotic thing again.
Wait, what?
Please tell me you didn't do the same idiotic thing again. And put on some pants, damn it.
Like, what happened?
I didn't do it because I knew what you were doing. I knew you were sending everyone to hell, so I just didn't do it.
Okay, Michael, did you sense anything? Oh!
See? Genius? Do you see what you did? Smartass.
Michael, where are you?
He's locked in hell thanks to you.
Michael, where are you? He's riders on the city.
You're laughing.
Oh, is there like you see on me? Oh no! Oh no!
He's there. He's alive.
Okay, so now for this, I want you guys to try this. I'm going to say this out, and I'll post this up on my website. So for your homework is now that you know what existentialism is, now using what you know about it and the concept of enlightenment, knowing that you're going to die today, that you're living and dying at the same time. Try to carry out some of your days and the mindset knowing that you will die within a couple of moments from now, and find out that if that day is today, what will you do right now?
I'd be like,
And
hey there, bitches.
just try it. Just look around you and ask yourself, how does the role of you learning to live like as though you're dying play a role in you creating the universe around you as you go through trying to play that mindset within you? And also, that is what I want you to do, and then tomorrow we'll talk about it. But right now, does anyone here learn anything today? Any major takeaways?
Besides the world's biggest mindfuck ever, I don't think there's much to take away because, frankly, I think I got 3 headaches within this lesson for the first time.
Wait, how is that you're taking headache?
Because I was trying to follow, and for the first time, I wasn't able to follow.
Okay, so...
Like, that is just so different.
Okay. Michael, what about you, Michael? Did you have anything you learned today?
Huh? Oh, something that I learned?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that banana looks pretty good.
I know.
Oh, well, just a lot of the things that you went into with the different stages of, I don't remember all of them, but, the ones that got to Samadhi, the different stages of Bodhisattva. So I was more listening to the things and the theory and the stuff that you were reading. I didn't really get too much into the meditation.
Okay. I'm asking you about what did you make that...
I really like that, all that stuff that you got into. That was kind of like PowerPoint.
So what was your major takeaway in learning the lesson? Like try to live like as though you're going to die tomorrow and see what major takeaway do you notice?
Oh yeah, then you'd be like, the Yes Man. If anyone seen that movie Yes Man, it's a guy that literally he used to say no to everything, and he just begins basically saying yes to everything, and of course it's not about saying yes to everything, but just really living life to the fullest, man.
Okay. So let's go for a questions and answer session. So if really any of you guys have any questions that you want to bring up to talk about with me as the instructor, feel free to do it. Because I'm always here.
Adventure.
Any last words before class begins to end? Or I dismissed you guys? If you're willing to stay, that's totally fine with me.
I like that, man. It's definitely a good class.
What about you, Deanna? Any questions for me?
No, I'll just watch it 4 more times to see if I even understand anything.
Again? So, to those of you who are watching my show, I really thank you for spending the time to actually watch this and to learn with us as students of the mystery schools. Because your valuable comments are very important to us. So if you actually happen to love our channels and you like to come by and watch, contribute to our discussions, feel free to subscribe to the channels like right below this on your lower left. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment. But otherwise, if you feel like you want to come by to our school and pay a little visit, feel free to stop by our next Google Hangout link. But otherwise, I'll see you guys then.